Awesome decisions a president will ever have to make. Shortly after the attacks, President Bush ordered the Air Force to shoot down any passenger jet that threatened Washington. America's air defense system wasn't set up to protect against threats from inside our borders. But as Mike Taibbi tells us, it is now.
The pilots of NORAD are America's first line of defense against an attack from the skies. But on Tuesday, September 11th, those pilots and their commander, Major General Larry Arnold, would have to respond in a way they never anticipated to a threat that was unprecedented. General Arnold told Dateline NORAD's traditional mission is clearly defined.
Put simply, NORAD looks out, not in, generally speaking.
Absolutely.
But this time, the threat came from within, and NORAD had to adjust immediately and dramatically.
November 245 Tango Tango, that's an aircraft.
September 11th begins in NORAD's sector control room at Florida's Tyndall Air Force Base. It's 8:40 a.m. exactly when the FAA alerts this desk in sector control to report a problem with American Airlines Flight 11, bound from Boston to Los Angeles. The plane's transponder, which identifies the plane and transmits flight information, isn't working, and the aircraft has made a left turn, heading toward New York. The FAA tells NORAD the plane might be in the hands of hijackers.
You don't know at that point why they have made that determination.
We don't.
But procedures kick in instantly. At 8:40, Mission Crew Control turns to the weapons desk and orders NORAD pilots to battle stations.
Battle stations, the pilot is sitting in an airplane ready to go, engines are not running.
One possibly hijacked aircraft is a big enough problem, but then
8:43, another call from FAA, another
Right.
call to your ID section saying, we think we've got a second aircraft that's been hijacked. What changes at that point?
By that time, I believe that we were in the scramble mode for those aircraft.
the scramble time is not a fixed number, but in this instance, from the time Mission Crew Control turned to weapons and ordered battle stations at the nearest base, in this case Otis Air Force Base in Falmouth on Cape Cod, Massachusetts, until the time 2 F-15s were airborne, 6 minutes. It's now 8:46. 2 F-15s like these are wheels up at almost the precise moment American Airlines Flight 11 slams into Tower 1 at the Trade Center.
In the meantime, our pilots were coming at about 1.5 Mach, which, somewhere 1,100 or 1,200 miles an hour.
And they know where they're going at that point,
They're coming to New York. They're coming to New York. That's exactly right.
As the planes chased the threat, General Arnold and the NORAD staff can't help noticing the live pictures on a nearby television screen.
Like so many other people, we actually saw the second aircraft went into the second tower, come through and hit it. I blinked. I couldn't believe that that was actually happening.
When the second plane hits the second tower, the fighter jets are 8 minutes away. Too late. And while all this is happening, the enormity of it reaches into the NORAD nerve center, just as it does to thousands of homes and offices elsewhere.
We had our public affairs officer who was talking to his brother in tower number 2. And after talking to him for a while, he said, well, I better get out of here. And his brother was killed.
Domain 1, contact bullseye.
That won't be confirmed until later. But in this terrible hour, NORAD has more problems. At 9:24, with both Trade Center towers afire and on the verge of collapse, another call from the FAA. Another jetliner, American Flight 77, bound from Washington's Dulles Airport to Los Angeles, has U-turned back toward the nation's capital. At 9:30, 3 more attack jets join the life and death race. But from 130 miles away in Virginia,
The F-16s were scrambled out of Langley Air Force Base.
A lot's been made about that fact that Langley's a lot further from Washington, D.C. than is Andrews, than our other facilities.
Yeah, we don't have any aircraft on alert at Andrews. Our mission, again, was to defend against those attacks coming from outside, and we were poised to be able to do that.
and at 9:43, when American Flight 77 dives into the Pentagon, the F-16s are still 12 minutes away.
Had they gotten there, the hijacked aircraft, what, if anything, could they have done?
no one would have known the intent of the hijackers. And without that, I don't think anyone would have been able to order them to shoot down that aircraft.
Today, we've had a national tragedy.
No one but the president, who actually gives that order minutes before the last of the 4 hijacked jetliners, United Flight 93, bound from Newark to San Francisco, crashes outside Shanksville, Pennsylvania.
Were there aircraft in position, armed aircraft, ready to shoot it down?
There were armed aircraft from our alert detachment at Langley that were orbiting over Washington, D.C.
Ready to shoot it down?
Yes, if need be.
In a single morning, NORAD's mission has changed. There are now random orbits of reconnaissance planes over potential target cities, and fighter jets ready to scramble, not from 7 air bases, as was the norm, but from 26 bases nationwide. And one more key change. General Arnold and NORAD are saying publicly that the order to shoot down a domestic jetliner, unthinkable before that Tuesday, no longer has to come directly from the president, but has been, in his word, delegated.
I think that we have a great chance of being able to stop the kinds of attack that we had on the 11th.